On today's episode of MRTriton, we're at Coffin Bay National Park. So we just stopped for a quick break. We're at Lochiel. So basically Lochiel is the town in sort of rural South Australia, just as you've come out of Port Wakefield. It's famous for having the Sink Salt Lake. Also Lochiel as in like the Loch Ness Monster as well. So there's like a Loch Ness Monster made of tyres. So that's sort of their little tourist attraction. As you can see, there's not much going on. It's a bit of a drive through town, but definitely worth a visit on the way through to somewhere better. So we've made it to Eyre Caves, which is a fantastic campsite with a beautiful cave that I'll show you in a second. 7.5 hours drive from Adelaide. It's a fantastic, picturesque, beautiful camping site. Beautiful. Golden hour, mate. And views and afternoons like this is why we do what we do. Overlanding, hey? Can't do this with a plane. Don't really stay up late. Just packing up after the first night of camping. Eyre Caves, definitely recommend. Beautiful camp spot. One for the homies.
Got coffee all over me.
Oh no. We're living streaks at Streaky Bay, are we?
Mate, it feels so much better.
Oh, so much better. So after a rather successful fishing session at Mount Camel Beach, located just east of Venus Bay, we continued on with some sightseeing further east at Loxwell Beach. Loxwell is another fantastic fishing destination for salmon in the winter and a large variety of other species throughout the rest of the year, such as flathead. After that, we head further east and set up camp at Coffin Bay National Park to do some forward driving, which, as you'll see, nearly led to me flooding my engine. Got to jump start Chris's car because she went flat overnight.
Hey, buddy.
So today we're at Coffin Bay National Park. Coffin Bay National Park is located on the Eyre Peninsula. It's a fantastic destination to take your family. Relatively tame, full driving. Some of the tracks are pretty badly chewed up, lots of speed humps and corrugations. Obviously people don't let down their tyres and go a bit too fast for the track. I think we'll find that there is a distinct lack of beach. the
That's
tide's
not
in.
a lot of beach there.
There's not enough beach
Alright,
to go
you've got
down.
to find another pair of flippers for you, mate.
Not quite enough beach to drive down. Far out, look at that view. Look at that view in the background there. I reckon we should get a drone shot.
Yeah.
Getting on the Kranskis. The lunch of champions. It is beautifully calm. Couldn't ask for it to be like any nicer, eh?
Yeah.
So say everything that you just said then. What's going on, mate?
If you have a look here, luckily I've got a degree in just having a fair bit of good luck, but just rewired the head unit.
Oh, mate.
But look at the view. If there's a place to break down, it doesn't get any better than this.
Time for a quick winch. Chris has done himself a mischief.
Done himself a mischief.
Done himself a mischief. Alright, let's have a bit of a look at this, eh? I'm stuck behind.
No, I'm thinking I might be...
Dig away, you green shorted, pink underweared Slavic king. Man, you know those fizzer lollies?
Is that what I look like?
Yeah, there's like that colour green and the pink is like those fizzer lollies. I reckon it's going to make it worse because your rear right tyre was the one that's spinning.
Rear right?
That one there. So you want, I reckon you want more sand there and then put a max track on top of it.
Well, I want to put a max track out of here, right? So
yeah. If anyone from Parks SA watches this video, I don't know what you thought you were doing with this wire crap, but you've done a terrible job and you need to get rid of it. Just having a foot some wire. Another successful recovery. Again, I don't know whose idea it was to put that wire crap on that hill, but it is an atrocious idea. Get rid of it, please. Please step into my surgery. There you go. Let me know when you want me to come film your colonoscopy as well, mate.
I'm not due for one for until I'm 35, I think.
This is going to go from MRTriton to Mr. Surgery or something. So we've come to a point where there's deep water up to my knees, and to put that into perspective, I'm 6'2", so that's fairly deep water. This Hilux back here is just turned back, just a lady by herself with her kids, so she's not going to go take the risk. She was meant to be camping on Morgan's, but obviously didn't. I told her there's no beach because there's no beach. So all this water here is about knee deep for the most part, and the water further down is about knee deep. As discussed in previous videos, I don't have any rear recovery point. So we'd be at a point where Chris would be snatching me out if I got stuck off my factory tie downs. So there's risk, there's risk. This is dangerous, man. How deep can an MRTriton go in water without a snorkel? That's what you find out today on MRTriton. Alright. What an interesting day, hey? Close to the end there, we didn't even have time to film it. It was a deep river crossing. It was like a tidal flow, so salt water, and there was waist deep water. And so some guy in a Pathfinder decided to go through it and just sucked water into his engine and just hydrolocked it. Seb was just before him, so he managed to just get the strap on his car and drag him out. But it was too late. He sucked in way too much water into that engine. So they're kind of in a bit of trouble here. We kind of helped them as much as we could. There's another group of people that are actually stripping the engine down and trying to fix it. Yeah, big problems there. I got a bit of water in my airbox. So on the dirty side of the air filter, there's a bit of water in their box. On the clean side, no water got into there, luckily. But the air filter got a little bit damp, and it's a paper filter. So we'll see. Definitely going to buy a new filter ASAP. Trying to try and dry that filter overnight. On the dirty side of the air box, I wiped it all down, cleaned it all out, made sure there was no like residual water left in there. The check engine light's on. Hopefully that's just the airflow sensor picking up that there's some moisture in the box. I'm confident that the car's alright. I think because the damage I've done to the front bumper, things don't sit quite flush and sit right, so I don't get a proper bow wake. But I walked all the crossings first just to make sure. It was just, I think I went a little bit too fast, and yeah, the front bumper's in a bad shape, so not a proper bow wake. But all the other guys got through pretty well unscathed, which is good. So Coffin Bay National Park. Fantastic, definitely recommend coming here. Unfortunately the tracks are quite chewed up, lots of whoopties or whatever you call them and corrugations, so definitely noticed a lot of people weren't letting their tyres down. They specifically even said to us they hadn't let their tyres down. So if you come down this way, make sure you let your tyres down. The track's in atrocious shape though. Really want to let your tyres down, otherwise you're going to have a very rough ride. But yeah, onwards from here we're going to go to Port Lincoln. It's like 6 PM right now. We spent the last few hours trying to help these guys and get through the water because of the bank up of like 10, 15 cars. So on to Port Lincoln, and we're going to explore this coast from sort of Port Lincoln up to Whyalla, Port Augusta area tomorrow, and we'll come back to Adelaide. It's a little situation report. So we ended up at Point Gibbon on the Eyre Peninsula, which is a nice little spot. And there's a bunch of little nook sort of campsites like this that kind of nestle into the dunes just off the beach, so it's nice to listen to the waves roll in at night time and that sort of stuff. Very light breeze as well, beautiful night's sleep, very cold. Almost got bitten by a random spider this morning as well. I don't know what it was. I squished it and took a photo of it just in case it actually got me because it ran up my bloody arm. But yeah, so we're just going to hang around here for a couple of hours before we head off and hit the road again. Also, my MRTriton carrier sort of started to come off, so I think the welds maybe got a bit damaged for the corrugations yesterday. So I'll have to sort of have a suss whether I think that's going to come off while I'm driving, and if so, I'll just break it off and stick it in the back of the ute, and we'll weld it up when I get home. But yeah, I'll give you some scenic shots of the campsite. That's probably someone's crap that they buried.
Is there a way to dig in sand where it doesn't just fill itself back up straight away?
Bigger shovel maybe. Morning fire. What you cooking, Sebby?
Some skewers on the soil.
Kebabs.
Yep.
Breakfast of champions.
Yep.
So I definitely need to weld this back on. But I think I'm gonna have to tear it off before we hit the highway, because if that comes off, that's gonna smash someone's windshield and probably kill them. Quick update on the water in the air filter situation as well. Check engine light eventually turned off. I'm thinking that because the air filter was still a little bit damp, the airflow sensor probably picked up a bit of like water vapor or something. Obviously, you know, send a signal to say something's not right. That dried out pretty quick, that's all good. I'll still buy a new air filter because they're made of paper. Hopefully the structural integrity of that hasn't diminished. Lessons learned. Upcoming in the build series, snorkel vid. I'll definitely get a snorkel vid going for sure.
Wow, that took no effort at all.
And you know what? I reckon the metal was compromised as well, because look at that. Definitely gonna have to take this whole thing off and re-weld the whole lot. Might even have to make another one, because look at that, that's screwed. There's a bit of corrosion in there too. I reckon I'll re-spray it with like a proper powder coat as well. You can tell it's homemade. Did you learn that one at jiu-jitsu? the way home we passed through my place at Perth Wyler. It's funny how a small town you haven't been to in years can bring back emotions and memories you thought you'd overcome long ago. Nonetheless, rather than run back to Adelaide, I knew the right thing to do was to stand up straight and face them. We all overland for our own reasons. Some it's an escape from their day-to-day lives, for others it's just an adventure. Trips that turn out like this can be seen as a personal failure. I choose to see them as getting to know yourself better and an opportunity to exercise resilience in the face of adversity. This is why I overland.